Alright boys, welcome to Game 2 of the finals of the Flipkart Gaming Online Championships. Oh well, not finals, oh god, I'm so sorry. Semi-finals. Game 2 of the second semi-finals between EDX and Pointblank of the Flipkart Gaming Online Championships. I'm Zerayas and casting alongside me will be at the side. How's it going, man?
It's all good. Last game, as we saw, was pretty damn interesting. Let's see what this game has to offer. Standard bans coming out, Victor being banged out for Tyler and Nidley for Synox. Greg is being banned out. So, pretty standard bans.
Yeah. And this thing, they did, EDX did ban this before. So, Pointblank did ban the Victor in the last game as well. I'm pretty sure they really don't want Kaka on the Victor sometime because they must have pretty much seen him perform really well within the previous game recently. Or maybe just like went against Victor once and was like, oh no, please, I don't want none of it. But anyway. Pretty standard bands otherwise, like Maokai, Nidley, Gragas and everything is going really well.
Morgana ban coming in, pretty much targeted to Frost.
Morgana is a Frost ban. It is not like an EDX ban. It is a Frost ban. Any team that you see, if Frost is on the enemy team, ban that Morgana. If it is not banned, he will feel offended. Like he may still play another champ, but he'll feel like super offended and crushed inside, thinking that he's like lost all significance and impact of himself on the community. Like it has a long-standing effect on him.
Well, that's true. Trundle and Maokai being banned, respecting the nuisance, they both can be at top. Pretty strong bans coming in, and Frost hovering over that Blitzcrank. I don't think he'll pick up the Blitzcrank, but it's a funny thing to do. Oh, it's a Nami. It's a Nami. I still remember my season 2 days when I used to play professionally, and I used to have games against Frost. Back in season 2, I used to ban Nami in front of Frost, so I know his potential on that champion. He is so good on that champion, and he's going to be a huge nuisance.
Indeed, man. I'm pretty sure 70% of the community will know Frost only by his Morgana, but then you'll remember that when he first came, he was a Nami god. He was that crazy Nami player who would he would Aqua Prism Kha'Zixes in the middle of their jumps and leaps. Like his Nami was crazy accurate, and he would always end up doing the right thing. And wow, good, switching up their picks a lot. Pointblank this time. Binary mission on Jana and Synox on Lee Sin this time instead of that Rails.
Well, Binary he's playing a beautiful Jana this tournament, and he does bring it out. Synox playing Lee Sin. Let's see how that pans out. On the other hand, we see BTJ might just lock into that Elise.
Yeah, Zarkus going well. Okay, I have kind of information that that's not really Zarkus. That's actually their.
That's not Zarkus. That's Ali. That's Ali.
That's actually Ali Haji playing the jungle.
Yeah, it's Ali playing the jungle. Like you used
so
to.
That's
and
right.
he goes with his Evelyn.
Zarkus is playing Evelyn.
Yeah, Ali locks on his Evelyn. You gave Evelyn to Ali. Now, that's like his most played champion since season 1.
How? It does feel so good, yes, because it's Ali. Like anybody else, any other Evelyn, you'd be like, yeah, Evelyn, she's super weak. But then there's Ali Haji and you're like, no, please, not him. Don't give him Evelyn.
And brutality allowed on that Vayne. He is such a nuisance, such a beautiful Vayne player. So strong on the mechanics.
Oh yeah, but man, it's just, you see this a lot of times where you're just like, oh man, again. But hey, at least we get to see the beauty that is Ali's Evelyn as a caster. So it's good for us, it's just not so good for the other team. The other team on the side because
do I see
it's
a
hard
Rammus
as it is to ward against junglers in this meta, and even harder against an Evelyn, because at least you had invisible pink wards way back in season 2. and season 3. But once pink quad started becoming visible, Evelyn players was like, yeah, sure, here's your pink quad, here's what I think of it.
But the most amusing thing in the picks and bans is Colo has picked up his Ramis. A while back ago, a month ago, I was doing with Colo when he was boosting an ID from silver to plat, and
don't say that. He was helping.
And the entire time, the only hero he spammed was Ramis. So I would love to see how he plays Ramis in this game.
Actually, I'm actually sad because I remember Colo's Jax days, and I actually expected him to go either Shyvana or Jax.
Oh, Jax is just so hyped.
Man, dude, I remember, man. I especially Lenovo India Gaming Week when I went to Mumbai for the tournament with Derail. I still remember watching Colo's Jax live and the things that he did and said and stuff. And that is a Talia lock-in. Where was she and Talia? Probably for the first time this tournament, I think. Yeah, I believe this is the first Talia of the tournament. A Talia mid lane from PB Snake. Wait, Huracan is AD carrying and okay. Right, so it appears that Flux Huracan has chosen to play the misfortune on AD carrying, and Talia in the mid lane has opted to go Ignite and Teleport.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice of summoner spells.
Yeah. I mean, given that she does have a lot of mobility, but that's post 6 though. But still, anyway. But in the meantime, we do see Fufukiti picking up the Echo top. Echo, a champion that's really not seen much like priority like lately because of heavy nerfs to his base damages and fewer nerfs like his stun duration going down and stuff from his parallel convergence. But Fufukiti is going him in the top lane. So it'll be a Echo versus Ramus up in that top.
And the most interesting matchup for me would be that Anivia versus Talia. The more interesting thing to see is that both teams are running double teleport. So the amount of lane presence and the amount of all over map presence from both teams is going to be great.
Yeah, it's good to see that they're actually going for a double teleport to have any semblance of pressure because it's okay. So this is actually been kind of a joke. It's stretched to the point where it's pretty much become a joke even to EDX players themselves. It's that whenever they see someone double TP, they're like, oh, they're gonna come bot lane. They're gonna foreman us. They're never gonna leave us alone. You hear Frost and Brutality whining about it all the time, and it's just so comical to hear them say it every time.
Yeah.
But then again, you really can't think about it any other way. If you want to pressure the kind of a bot lane, because they just aren't. If it's not double teleport, they're at least hammering away at you because they've pushed you up every single time, right? So you just can't stop teams from picking double teleport when your bot lane, when you know the strength of your bot lane is that much. So that accessibility is very much necessary when you want to figure out or think of ways to beat the champion, beat the thing. But at the same time, picking a double teleport in response to yourself, in response to all of that, is also another good thing, especially in this scenario where you have tournaments, you have the ability to communicate with the teammates, so you're able to call for those teleports. But you're able to call for those teleports in response to the already existing pressure that's on you. Is good. But this will be good. I expect this match to be like way more fun and action-packed because last time Huracan had to like walk from mid to bot, and it's insane. Like this game is already looking more insane right from the drafts.
Yup, and like you said about those 4-man gangs, I still remember that in a previous matchup there was a 4-man bot gang, and Brutality was the initial target, but because of the amount of peel Frost offers, the 4 of them ended up killing Frost, whereas Brutality just walked off.
Yep. And Frost at the end of that play also did a super response flash to dodge the Lux laser that was on him. at the last second, where he was at risk of getting like completely sniped by Final Spark, he made a very, very good flash, get out of the way, and still live through all of that.
So taking both teams into
Anyway, without further ado,
consideration.
we go on to the game.
So taking both teams into consideration, comp-wise, who do you prefer?
Yeah. Comp-wise, who would I bet on? I haven't seen enough Talia, so Talia is like a huge unknown for me. So it's really hard to tell. But as far as EDX's comp is concerned, they have a lot of AoE. They have a good mix of AoE and single target damage, right? Because you have Anivia and Echo, whose abilities are all pretty much AoE to a certain extent, like Echo's AoE stun and Anivia's AoE this thing. At the same time, you also have single target. You have like heavy single target hitters in the form of Vayne and Evelyn, because Evelyn, of course, with her E, which like amplifies her attack speed, and with the fact that she gets to move much quicker with her W, and the fact that she gets to spam hate spikes on you all the time, that really that bodes really well for EDX when it comes to the teamfight phase. But then again, it is a Vayne, so a Vayne needs scaling. A Vayne needs like either early kills or scaling and farm and this and that. So right up to the point where they get to that strength, they'll have some trouble early on trying to finish off single targets. But as far as AoE is concerned, they'll probably take on skirmishes. They'll probably will gladly take on Pointblank in fights here and there, but they'll need to fight way more carefully than they did last time, because last time they had an Azir, they had a Lucian, they had people who could just like rise up about 10-15 minutes, they could just like power spike and just go right at them. They don't possess that level of power this time around, and oh wow, he is caught. I'm not sure if Flashes will be burned. Flash may probably not be burned. Okay, it will be burned. I thought the taunt would last long enough for them to kill him, but seems not. And good of Pointblank to actually go for the invade this time around. What do you think?
Yup, and a very early on summoner burn. So definitely a minor advantage to Kolo in the lane. Meanwhile, some Frost will try and go
Frost
there.
taking a little bit of punishment there. Anyway, so the top lane it will be a Rammus versus Echo. In the jungle it will be a Lee Sin versus an Evelyn. In the mid lane it will be an Anivia versus Talia. And in the bot lane, it is going to be a Vayne Nami versus a Misfortune and Janna. And just 1 second.
That's true. Kaka with that prehistoric Anivia. Anivia looks like a small bird there. And you see that Harikana and Janna, they actually took out that Grom. So they came into the lane with an advantage, but they are being pushed out right now. Pretty much even game going on here.
Yeah, well. Prehistoric Anivia, actually, did you know this? Prehistoric Anivia's the egg animation is actually like a half-hatched Anivia. And wow, that is a lot of pain. She's taking a lot of punishment for every this thing that she's throwing.
That's very true. Talia is not being able to burst down the Anivia, but gradually both of them are equally trading as of now. Let's see at the level 5 spike which Anivia gets, what the difference will be.
Oh, Ali is caught off, and that will be first blood going to Lee Sin. Wow, pretty quick. I not really see how Ali got caught off there. But anyway, the Echo does end up going in. The Talia not quite able to do much, and that is a really, really good attempt at trying to push Talia back, but a flash, oh God, I keep forgetting that skill.
And so pretty much
Right, a flash
right now.
frostbite's a kill. Anyway. Onto this, onto
coming
water
in
is going to become a free sin right now because Ramus is back and one taunt and Reina seal the deal. Will Stalin dead? Yes, he is. He'll end up paying for it. And Fufu Cutie has not been successful in trying to get the Lee Sin and will end up giving his life up to.
Fufu shouldn't have followed up. Like, that was the worst mistake he did. And he had to pay up for it.
Yeah, indeed he had. Anyway.
So 3-1, you wouldn't expect an early on scenario like this, but yep, the Talia has 1 kill and 2 assists. So yeah, she's pretty fat. Early on.
Well, there's not much CSing going on in this thing besides the bot lane though. It's only Brutality having like a 13 CS advantage early on, which is really good because 41 in 5 minutes is like the ideal because that's how much creep you ever that are either available to you, I believe, or is it 42 at 5 minutes or something like that?
Yeah, 42.
Anyway, one miss creep, guys. That's really no big deal anyway. Not really contributing on that. What matters is that he's heavily out CSing Huracan, and he's able to create a solid enough advantage for now about that. And another gank going on is at mid lane, well not mid lane, well not a proper gank per se, but he just kind of showed up trying to scare Snake Eye a little bit, but he is however going into the top lane. He'll pop out of stealth relatively soon, and this might actually be a kill onto the Ramus because I don't think he even has flash. Yeah, he doesn't. So the communication went through that Colossus did not have flash, and Talia in the meantime had the ult to the bottom, but could not really carry forward with it since it would be walling his own team off as well. That's really quick. That's actually way quicker than I thought he would respond. But Brutality and Frost are really quick to respond to that Talia.
Yep, and Synox being caught there in between
At least
3 people.
Commentary are off in a hard place. Can the Talia
Brutality with that very aggressive flash in.
They actually get it. Oh, Brutality getting a little too excited there. Flashing into the Lee Sin, trying to get a kill onto him and escaping scot-free.
That flash really wasn't required, but
they cleared the kill on Lee Sin anyway and worked ground all over the place. But Talia says he struggles to find a place to queue. It's really not, yeah, she's been unsuccessful in hitting most of her queues so far. The only one successful queue that she managed to hit resulted in a kill for her, so there's just too much worked ground around her right now, so unless she's like fighting for time in lane through CS and stuff, there's really not much available to her in terms of damage, and Evelyn is right inside Lee Sin's jungle, ready to smite steel and ready to kill him once again. This is the path of Ali Haji against Evelyn, guys. And I know the camera's panning up here, but I will let you know if Lee Sin survived. He looks like he did survive with a sliver of HP back there from Evelyn's wrath. It is right off Evelyn's wrath, which is pretty much, once she hits that E, she's pretty much like, yeah, she's pretty much set to completely demolish
Evelyn sneaking in from behind Colo. Colo doesn't have that much vision. Fufu going on top of him. He does dodge the stun, flash burn, and that will be all.
Yeah, okay. Oh well, anyway. Meanwhile, the bot lane things are kind of died down for a bit, but this actually isn't spelling great. great for the MF Jana lane because the more time you give a Vayne to like farm and scale up, the worse it will only get for you from the team fight phase because their single target DPS will slowly start setting in, and it will be more than just a single Evelyn eventually once these two teams get to fighting. So. And this is all on top of an already horrifying AoE combo in the form of Divya and that Echo. So EDX's combo looks really, really well rounded out. The longer this game goes, they'll look to come out more on the edge on paper. But Pointblank have their own, they have their own tricks. I'm pretty sure they'll find their own kind of comfort and they'll find their own way of method of initiation like this insect
Oh
that
my
we see right
God,
here, which
beautiful.
may very well lead to yet another kill.
Beautiful. Kaka does fall down.
Really good stuff coming in.
Fight
Meanwhile, the
going on in
bot,
bot.
a full commit coming in from Cross and Brutality. A TP does go in. It is off the Talia.
Brutality is
And
caught out of
Milady
it.
again, yes, well done by NF and Talia to get there. Vayne yet again. And she is left for the second time. Doing very, very similar reckless things.
Meanwhile, Sark
And
is
Echo,
going.
in the meantime, they finally get Colossus them. Yeah, they will, after blowing his flash. The only time Colossus ever escaped those gangs was when he had flash. And every time he had it, he has died. But in response, Pointblank will quickly get Dragon for it. So good stuff, good stuff. Pretty good stuff, man. Finally, we see Pointblank making decisive calls, putting those teleports to good use, even if Colossus' teleport did not particularly matter over there.
Oh, beautiful
But
bubble
regardless,
line
they
there
didn't get
by
engaged
Frost.
upon because they overstayed, and we may see probably a dead Jana or MF soon. But no, not quite. They do see that it's pretty much useless against the face of a Jana, trying to chase and kill them. But they will lose a lot of CS for it. Like that's a whole wave potentially like thrown right up to the tower, along with another wave.
Whoa!
And that's a very, very lazy binary vision that is not willing to go all the way to this tower to recall. But hey, what's there? He is a Jana.
And pretty much slow progression over here. Kolo rushing that Bami Cinder. I think he should have gone for some armor before. I think he should have gone for some magic resist before.
No, I mean,
Like the Spectral
Ramus
Guard.
does not possess any clear of his own, right? Like, he doesn't possess any AoE of his own. So I believe Bami Cinder is very key in order to help Ramus have any semblance of clearing of waves. Otherwise, he's just pretty much stuck, this thing, right? He's just pretty much stuck, like, autoing every single creep, which isn't really the best way for him to go about, beyond, like, the first 3 levels. So it's mandatory. It's a must buy at least for Ramus, so that the Sunfire Aura at least helps him like deal with the waves and manage waves a little bit.
Cynox
And that's a
again.
quick escape coming in from Cynox. He will go away scot-free and nobody's going to burn any flashes over it. Which is strange actually because they did get him to half HP and never
Zark
mind,
is
forget
catching
a
there.
flash. This thing just is like, I'll just go and kill him up right there anyway. And he does just that. Distinct has killed him the second time now, so that's quite a thing. And Colossus in the meantime has fully committed into trying to go for a fight. Does go for a small rollout to try and end it all up, but that's a flash coming in from the Jana, and will they be able to live through this? Not quite, because Tyler Durden, Flash, Frostbite, and Glacier Storm Jana for a kill. He's not even getting some exhaust there, which is strange. Like, I'd at least expected an exhaust on the enemy. He would have been the only person with the range to try and kill her if she ever got to star.
Binary is
Maybe she
known.
just, yeah, maybe she
Binary
just
is
designed.
known for being very lazy on the exhaust, and he again decides to say that. Well, let's see how it pans out. Okay, this is the damage I was talking about. This is what Anivia is capable of. Meanwhile, Brutality trying to fight
this
Flux.
is what I'm talking about. The longer it goes for a Vayne, the easier it gets for her to kill single targets one at a time. And this is just a glimpse of the single target damage that EDX will have in the 5v5 team fights. But firstly, let's just see if they'll live through this. It seems not, because the Talia kind of took down the single. Oh, not quite. Failing
Brutality gets
the final Q onto the Vayne at the last second. And actually messing it up.
The very last
Giving away a
person,
triple kill.
the very last person on EDX you want the kills on is Brutality, and he just got a triple kill.
Yep. The very last person that needed to be fed is now finally fed, and that person is actually on 2 deaths. So I guess the mistakes have been made up for.
And Brutality
This is
rushing
also
for that
very good scene, and
Domus
oh my
cosplay.
god, the turret is down. There is no reason for Colossus to take the fight right now. But Echo is kind of partially out of mana, so there's still every reason to hang around, I guess.
And Brutality has rushed that Yomu's
Look at
cosplay.
Ali. He just wants Huracan right now. Like his entire right side of the jungle is cleared, so there's nothing for him to go back to on this side. So he might actually just go and wow, that is how ruthless Ali is on Evelyn. It's painful. It's absolutely painful.
The presence he offers is just exceptional, and that's what he's doing over here.
Yeah. That is what you see every time. Every distinct Evelyn game. Like there is Evelyn, there is distinct Evelyn. Where you'd be like, oh yeah, sure.
Whoa!
Wow. That is a very, very good play. I did not even notice how crazy that play was until he actually died for it. And that is superb by Snake Eye to suddenly initiate and actually take... Wow, he took charge there. Went right to killing Zarkas. I did not even notice what he really did until I saw Ali die there.
Kaka also getting caught.
And Ali, Echo will be engaged upon, but that will be the chrono hit. Oh my god, I did not think that phase dive will be enough to kill at least in there, but it was. And a parallel convergence has been launched over there. And oh no, Colossus, you're throwing right now. You're throwing with that flash attempt right now.
That was unnecessary, to be honest.
Grasp for the Undying helped Fufu survive that back there. And oh wow, that is another really good engage from Pointblank right onto Brutality. That's just Frost is on cooldowns that entire time, and Brutality was still going on, thinking Frost could keep him alive somehow. When Frost did not even have the items to do so.
And Frost will connect
Will
with
it be
that
the tidal wave? Will they be getting? Oh yes, after that Aqua Prison, definitely.
Indeed,
Get a
Frost
great kill
being
in return,
on
so
point.
that it's not completely southwards for EDX.
Frost
13
reminding
would have
everyone.
expected Pointblank to put up this great of a fight. And
Whoa!
That's Ali going super reckless again. Even the exhaust was not really enough, and Frost is going off into that, and wow, Pointblank suddenly playing very actively against his EDX. The side we don't really get to
Synox
see
gets
much,
burst out.
but in the meantime, Synox was stuck holding the wave at that mid lane and did get dived on by Fufu Cutie. Why would Brutality ever do this and purposely give his life up when the turret is going down anyway? I guess he just wanted a revenge kill on the misfortune that killed him. But hey, this is just egos at work going on. The gold lead which was in favor of Pointblank for a while, is now evened out. Another thing there, and furious backpings coming in on EDX's side. They really want that Anivia out of there. It appears she will be able to get out of there for the most part.
Colo
Or will she?
is going to
They're
follow up.
going too close here. Colossus is going way too close here. He might even die for this, or no, not quite.
He's a bit beefy. He can soak up some damage.
Yeah, granted, he is a Rammus, so it'll take more than just that to kill him. Obvious reasons, probably. But this game is definitely more heated. I did mention that this game looks a lot more exciting, but that was originally because of the TPs. I did not think the team comps themselves would prove for this much exciting action. Because the sheer roams, the sheer things that are being done by both teams in order to support one another is incredible.
And they are coming to contest this dragon.
Frostbot
Society. Beautiful aqua prison.
The dragon may be stolen by EDX. I'm fully expecting it to be. And Evelyn on one side, well built by Pointblank to deal with the Evelyn that's potentially gonna flank behind them and done like what cause disaster for them nearly even. And Smite is available on the side of Lee Sin, not so on the side of Evelyn. So the dragon will go to Pointblank, and FGOC with a huge two-man stun, but will it be capitalized properly? Yes, it will. Right now, he has done really, really well to survive right until his team followed up, and that will be a triple kill going for the Vayne.
Another triple on the Vayne.
Getting ahead, even though they've given up a dragon.
That's totally worth it. That is totally worth it.
Really, really exciting action going on in this game compared to the last one. That will be mid tower and top tower opened up. So the top side jungle is opened up for EDX to capitalize on. You can fully expect Zarkus to be, well, not Zarkus, you can fully expect Ali to be hellbent on taking every single red buff of Synox's, although this one is probably going to Synox for now. In due course, we will see. Also, I'm not sure the stream can particularly see this, but there's a lot of trash talking going on. There's a lot of like friendly banter going on. That just goes to show you how friendly these two teams are with each other on a daily basis. I mean, they've stayed around for so long. Of course, EDX has stayed around for way longer than most other teams at this point.
So they have
but
started
still,
the
oh my
Baron.
god, I did not even realize they had actually started Baron, and Lee Sin is superbly low. Literally one flash frost away from death. And that's Tyler Durden willingly suiciding for no reason at all. And FGOC will chrono break and attempt this thing, and that is super dangerous even for Lee Sin to attempt that kick and that Q, but it does not even matter. The Vayne has arrived, the Fed Vayne has arrived, and the Fed Vayne just died to the Talia. I don't know how. The Talia is dishing out phenomenal damage output.
And Kolo with that beautiful teleport play. He does manage to go out.
He knows how to do he knows his teleport plays. He knows how the proper usage of his teleports recently. And oh my god, that was a major mess up from Ali to not follow up on that one auto attack or that one extra Q that he should have dished out for that fleeting moment in order to finish off Snake Eye, and gets punished heavily for it in return. Talia, what a champion. I mean, I did not even know what she was capable of, but now she's actually seeming like an incredibly good pick to me.
Yup.
It's amazing the things Snake Eye has been able to do with her so far.
Talia is being pretty dominant. She's 10-5. You would have expected Kaka to go up in the matchup, but Talia definitely going ahead.
Unlikely, man. Again, of course, this particular time I didn't really know because Talia is an unknown element, but Anivia does also struggle against as and when you are able to hit poke that lands, and Talia's Q does go pretty far enough for an Anivia. Granted, Anivia does also have the highest auto attack range amongst all the mages, but even that, right, is still a lot to think about and consider. And just look at the constant amount of harass he's able to put. He may be standing on work ground right now, so that may be a little this thing, and that's a very haywire ult. Snake Eye does go godlike only to fall to Evelyn shortly after. And EDX is just collapsing better than Pointblank right now. It does look chaotic, it does look like Pointblank is winning here and there, but EDX is going that little extra distance to try and come out on top of those fights itself. And that's pretty much what they did last game as well, and they're translating it in this game in a similar fashion. So this is less of EDX screwing up, though they have screwed up. They have committed a lot of personal errors here and there, even more so than their previous game. But they're still able to retain their methodical method of play, and this chaos that you see ensue right over here in the form of Fufu Cutie re-engaging right there. Will Brutality still be able to live through this? It does appear so, but the turret won't really get him. How low is he back there? I couldn't even check, but that's easily less than 50 health, I'd expect. On that vein over there. Wow, and how far we've come, right? From Pointblank getting a goal lead to the goal going even to a 4K. Even now, at 24 minutes, only a 4K difference. In 24 minutes last game, there was a 10K difference between EDX and Pointblank. And now, it's only about 4K. So this is goes to show you how much Pointblank are fighting back, and this all stemmed from just sending Gorak on that misfortune 80 carry and sending Snake Eye on the Talia bot. It's a Talia hit.
Yeah, the Talia is 12-3-5. She's so dominating right now. Pointblank playing really good.
And playing well, but again, as I said, EDX are doing that one last bit of fine-tuning and polishing that's needed to get past, and Colobot is kind of there to try and taunt and do his thing as much as possible, but he is not particularly being as much of a distraction as needed. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure I remember Rammus' taunt being way longer than that. Okay, it's not really max level yet. Face puncturing taunt,
that's a beautiful contempt.
And Talia has ulted over there, but it probably would not prove to be much. It's just another spell of... just another, like, sight of Vayne going on a super rampage. And now the whole Talia advantage is slowly stopping to matter, because if she gets CC'd the way she does, the way she has been for the last 2 or 3 fights, then the Vayne is definitely going to just melt her in before she can get to do anything. Because we saw her trying to channel ult and get away, but it's not really working out. She's not able to pull it across.
They are going to take that.
The Baron will now be taken by EDX with a small kind of attempt at a steal from Huracan, but the whole team is low. Are they really going to go back at it though? They don't really have an
Beautiful
answer.
taunt there.
Now Vayne has her ult up, as does the Nami, but they won't really fight because they recognize that they're a little weak from getting the Baron.
So let's talk about the items. Synox is going that bruiser heavy Lee Sin.
Oh my god, that's a huge pick. That's a very, very huge pick, but they played for it properly though. And oh no, this is really not the best thing to do for the Lee Sin. And I'm pretty sure the Talia is also dead in this one. Yes, she is. And using a skill on that. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, those
so much damage.
Using a dash or movement speed will trigger them naturally. Yeah, I don't know why I kept saying over there, because it was basically me getting brainwave for brainwave, thinking, oh yeah, the Talia does that, oh yeah, the skill does that, because I forget a lot of things, guys, I'm sorry.
Well, we aren't
for the
used
reason I
to
say
seeing
over
Talia in
out. Anyway.
Well, we aren't used to seeing Talia in competitive as of yet, so yeah, things do come as a shock. But Talia is so fat, she's just so fat.
Well, again, like, it's not really the champ's fault, it's just that Snake Eye has, he's fighting, right now Pointblank have to, like, not, they have to stop getting into that whole trap of, yes, we're winning, but let's not get caught. They need to get that mentality going for them, but that's not really happening. So they're not getting the cautiousness that's usually needed when you're listening, but like here right now though, the Olivia's completely walled off, and it will be a while before this thing comes off, and the Vayne has ulted, and the Vayne might actually get the Lee Sin and the Talia, of course. And they might happily go and take bot lane. They would, Fufu's on his way to go and take bot tower and systematically push up bot lane.
And
like
plus,
they have both in the mid and top side. Wow, a boss coming after so long. That's crazy. Beyond the first ball, we've only ever seen a pause now of all times. Oh man, what do you think of this game? What do you think of everything that's been happening besides the whole, looking at Talia get got?
Well, this game is definitely more interesting than the last one. It's pretty up close as well.
It has.
It's pretty up close as well. You see a very different Vayne build coming out. Like Brutality decided to go that Trinity Force and the Yomu's Ghost Blade first. So yeah, a pretty different Vayne build coming out altogether.
Yeah.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Well, anyway, it does look like 4 members have grouped up mid with Ali on that Evelyn pushing up the mid lane. Pretty much setting up a push on the top and mid waves so that they're able to get a siege going in that bot tower. It's just pure textbook play coming from EDX at this point. It's just amazing that even amidst all the chaos, amidst all the fighting that Pointblank is doing, they are still able to keep calm and find out what they really need to do to win. And that's a huge skill and merit in itself to have. And well, that's not particularly a merit to have. And he also flashed on it off with that. I'm not really sure why. He probably thought in the back of his mind he could survive it somehow, but it clearly wasn't evident given how many people were just there beyond the tower. And Fufu Cutie on that echo trying to do as much as he can. Harass and do something. And that shield is really not much, but it doesn't matter. They still get the Lee Sin anyway, and Talia in some far distance also dies. I did not really get to see that happening much. That would be the ace, and that would be the bot tower going down. And EDX looks like what would possibly be another Baron or a Dragon a bit. I don't know, I'm not really too sure of the timers that's going on right now. And Misfortune purchases Dustblade of Drakthar. That's very interesting. I wonder how she'll end up rocking it. Will a double shot proc Dustblade of Drakthar and she'll follow it up with some amount of damage, because that's a very rare item to buy on the ADC. And wow, that is some huge damage coming into this thing. Oh, that's such a sudden engage. A good attempt by Lee Sin to try and insect at least the Vayne, and Colossus going right in, trying to attack, trying to see if he can get the Vayne somehow, but they really can't. The Vayne has enough lifesteal through the Vamp Scepter. She's just powering right through them, along with the heals coming in from Nami and the rest of the team's support coming up behind her. Really good stuff coming in from EDX. They look well on their way to taking this game to, going 2-0 in the semi-finals, in the second semi-final of the FGOC, and moving on to the finals to face INF. And in the final fight, we do see Brutality going a little too ham and actually giving up his life for it. But I don't think it will matter since there is also an Anivia, and his Echo is giving them hell on his own. So even though the Evelyn and the Vayne have gone, Anivia will do something in and of herself, and the Echo will stall until they get at least an inhibitor or two, along with the Nami's general healing and utility. Guardian Angel is popped up though. Fufukuri did decide to just take as much of this thing as he possibly could. But in the meantime, a teleport had come behind. I did not even notice the TP coming in behind from the Talia, and chase. Kind of a chase happening. It looks like EDX did end up overstaying after all. I figured they'd have at least managed to get back after they took down the inhibitor, but they took so long to take down the inhibitor, I guess, which is what caused Pointblank to freely get over and chase them this much. And that's the Dust Blade of Drakthar probably doing a lot of work for them. And Misfortune may be able to get the Anivia. No, not quite. He actually walks off because she was not confident that she would get him down, which is very strange considering she has Essence Reaver and a static shield. It's weird. With crits, you could have at least finished it off, but anyway. It's a very weird option. They are attempting to two-man Baron. That's how fed EDX are at this point. That was the Evelyn and Drake and two-man the Baron, and seeing that it's probably not a good idea at that point. Pointblank, man, in the meantime, they're kind of starting, they're back to dying on a slow death as with every other team that we see that ever went against EDX in tournaments so far. But what started off as something really good, or sort of something they could capitalize and build on, ended up in giving too many kills to the last kind of member that needed kills on that team. So it's really not going on that well for them, and Ocean Drake being taken up
that was
by EDX this time.
That was a Ocean, that was Mountain.
Misfortune is gone. He was kind of pushing all by himself with that Ramus up there, and they are just tearing through 2v3 up in here right now. Even though Vayne did pretty much give up her life over there, so it was just left to the 2v3 back there. Aqua Prison after Aqua Prison. Oh my god, how many Aqua Prisons has Frost landed every time the camera spanned over them? I'm pretty sure he landed every one of them when we got to see it. And Colossus trying to give some desperate last stand because it does spell the end of their run in this tournament if they lose this game. It seems like that's gonna happen anyway, as 4 members of EDX are grouping up to try and get the tower. Get the second tower, and they are hitting at the nexus, and they get to finishing it. They are under attack, they are under assault from a Misfortune, bullet time. And wow, the Evelyn has died, and then we're okay, not today, not today. Putting up one final stand, she's quick, in the form of just all coming back and able to repel EDX out of their base. That will probably be Fufukuri going down. He does not have the mana to ult out of that damage. So we will see Highlight may also go down, man. It's very, very likely. And never mind, we do see Brutality coming in to try and save the day. And was that okay? That was a missed flash bomb from Frost, but hey, let's not really look into that too much. And now Brutality will pretty much get to work on that bot lane tower and inhibitor. And they'll now have 2 lanes pushing up in the same textbook fashion that they had in the last game We will see EDX close this game out as well. Oh, that's final coming out of the vein. Does he probably have it? Wow, before the releasing can even ult, and that was almost a two-shot onto the misfortune from the vein. That's how much damage she's doing right now. She has 4 completed items and a Triforce to boot. It was massive coming in from him. That's just the final fight. All members of EDX are in the base, are in right up on their nexus right now, and they have the means to finish it up, and they will finish it. And the finals of the Flipkart Gaming Online Championship will be against INF and EDX. Stay tuned for that. That match will be held tomorrow. I'm not too sure about the time, but do tune into the LOL India page for content updates on that. As for me, I'm Zarias, and along with Anthracite, signing off.
Thank you guys. Please log in tomorrow for the game. Thank you, Zarias, for casting the match, and see you guys soon.